Introduction. The eye that sees within. Have you ever felt like something deep inside you is watching? Not with judgment, not with words, but with presence. Something older than your thoughts, wiser than your logic. Some call it intuition. Others, inner knowing. But across spiritual traditions, it has a name. The third eye. Imagine an invisible eye, not one that looks outward, but inward. An eye that cuts through illusion, through noise, through falsehood. It sees truth. It sees essence. It sees you. This is not fantasy. It's not just mysticism. It's a symbol of deep awareness, a gateway to higher consciousness, a key to unlocking the mysteries of your own soul. For thousands of years, mystics, sages, and seekers have spoken of this eye. Nestled in the center of your forehead, linked not just to your brain, but to your being, they say. When it opens, you stop just living. You start awakening. In this video, we're diving into the full story of the third eye. The myths, the origins, the science, the signs of awakening, the sacred practices, and yes, the risks. Because if you're on a spiritual path, if you feel there's more to life than what you see, this message is for you. So take a breath, center yourself. What you're about to learn might change the way you see everything. Part 2. What is the third eye really? Is it a symbol? A metaphor? Or is there something real we can sense, perhaps even awaken? The third eye is often described as a hidden organ of perception, centered just between your eyebrows and slightly above. In ancient Sanskrit, it's called the Ajna chakra, the seat of intuition and command. This isn't an eye of light, it's an eye of truth, where imagination meets insight, where thought meets presence, where the invisible becomes visible. When this center begins to awaken, you may start sensing things before they happen, noticing what others miss, feeling deeply aligned with an inner voice that doesn't speak in words but in knowing. Not from logic, not from the mind, from somewhere higher. It's not about supernatural visions, though that can happen. More often, it's your dreams that become richer, your meditations deeper, your presence sharper. Throughout history, this inner eye has been called many names. The eye of wisdom, the eye of the soul, the gateway to the divine. But it's not something separate from you. It is you, the deeper you, the part of you that's always been awake, even when your mind was asleep, and it's waiting for you to remember. Signs your third eye is awakening. How do you know your third eye is opening? It doesn't usually happen in a flash of blinding light. More often, it begins in subtle ways, whispers beneath the noise of everyday life. You may begin to feel a deep sense of knowing, not from thought but from presence. Vivid dreams and lucid visions rich with symbolism, heightened intuition, like you can read energy, not just words. A pressure or tingling between the eyebrows. Disillusionment with superficial things, as if you're seeing through the veil. An urge to seek truth, to question everything, to go within. And sometimes, synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that feel like the universe is speaking directly to you. These aren't random. They're signals, signposts that your perception is expanding, that the inner eye is beginning to open. But beware. An opening third eye doesn't mean you've reached the end. It means you've begun. You're no longer just living. You're remembering. Part 6. Dangers and Misconceptions. The third eye is powerful, but with power comes responsibility. Some rush to force it open, chasing visions, craving psychic powers. But the third eye is not a toy. It is sacred. Forced awakening through drugs, trauma, or obsession can lead to distorted perception, spiritual confusion or ego inflation, emotional instability or fear, even hallucinations or detachment from reality. You see, the third eye doesn't just show beauty, it shows truth, and sometimes truth is uncomfortable. It reveals your illusions, your attachments, your shadow. That's why grounding is essential. Awakening must be matched with inner work, clearing the heart, healing the mind, staying rooted in presence. The greatest danger is not the visions, it's the ego that wants to own them. Because the third eye does not awaken the personality, it awakens the soul. So walk the path with humility, with reverence, with care. How to activate it safely and naturally. So how do you begin to awaken the third eye, gently, naturally, and with wisdom? Here are the most respected and timeless practices. Erstens, Meditation, especially focused on the brow center, visualizing light, observing breath or chanting. Uzayistrataka, candle gazing, a yogic practice where you stare at a flame to still the mind. and stimulate the inner vision. 3. Breathwork and pranayama. Breath is energy. Controlling it opens channels in the body and awakens latent power. 4. Sound and frequency. Certain tones, like 936 Hz, are said to resonate with the pineal gland and third eye. 5. Fasting and detox. Purifying the body and mind, especially from fluoride and processed food, can enhance clarity. 6. Spending time in darkness. The pineal gland awakens in silence and stillness, especially in low light. 7. Living truthfully. The third eye cannot bloom in a life of denial or deception. Speak truth. Live truth. Seek truth. And above all, practice patience. You don't open the third eye like a door. You remember it. You uncover it. It's not about adding something new. It's about removing what's false so what's real can finally shine. Part 8, Conclusion, Seeing with the Soul. The third eye is not just a chakra, not just a gland, not even just a symbol. It is a portal to presence, a light within that says you are more than you think. You are consciousness itself. When it opens, the world doesn't just look different. It is different. You see the divine in all things. You feel the unity behind the illusion of separation. You stop asking, "Who am I?" because you become the answer. This isn't just about mysticism. It's about awakening to life in its deepest form. So wherever you are on the path, whether you're just beginning or already feeling the stirrings within, know this: the third eye doesn't give you power. It returns you to the truth that you are the power. Not the body, not the story, but the seer behind the eyes. And the more you remember that, the more awake this world becomes.